welcome to week 33 of history or social studies. So, this week we are going to kind of stick with the theme we've been covering in science lately, which is taking care of our planet. But we're going to use this topic in history class because we're actually going to be talking about space and we're going to be talking about space travel. And when you talk about space travel, we automatically think of astronauts and rocket ships. And some of us may have heard of NASA. NASA is in charge of the United States um, space program, and we are responsible for getting astronauts and rockets and satellites up into space so that they can watch Earth from up above to see what's going on. So a lot of times we know what rockets and astronauts are, but what are satellites? Satellites are things that orbit the Earth or rotate around the Earth, and they take pictures of what's going on. So a lot of us using our cell phones to get our weather radars and our maps for our weather apps, those come from satellites that are orbiting around our Earth. So our space program is very important to us in that respect. We learn a lot about the world based off of those satellites and the pictures they send us from way up above. Just like the United States has NASA, a lot of other countries have space programs. So they also have satellites that are up in space or up in the atmosphere. And a lot of times when we send things up into space, it creates garbage. Just like down here on Earth, anytime we use something or make something, it usually leaves some kind of garbage behind. And that's why we need to go around and pick up litter. That's why we have problems with pollution. The exact same thing is happening up in the sky as we speak. There are all kinds of satellites and parts of rocket ships that have broken off or quit working, and they are just literally floating in the sky. So what happens is much like down here on Earth, we have things like Earth Day, and we talk about the 3 R's: reducing, reusing, and recycling, because our Earth is becoming like a big old garbage dump because of all the junk that is laying around. Well, the same thing happens in space. We just don't see it as often because, well, we don't travel in space. But it still creates a problem because these things that orbit around in space over time, what happens is more and more stuff is floating in space, and it's all going to start knocking into one another. And when it knocks into one another, there's a chance this stuff could fall from the sky down to the ground. Now, when that happens, it's going to be traveling at a very fast speed, and it could cause a lot of damage to both things as well as the people, and it could actually end up killing somebody. So there's this company that we are going to be learning about in our social studies class this week called Astroscale. And we're going to find out what they are doing to help remove trash from space. So when we talk about space, most of us may have heard of the International Space Station. And it's a place where all the different countries um, can send people as well as have some of their computers and satellites working out of to get information about what's going on in the world. Well, when we have this place floating in space and all the other space garbage that's up there, we need to clean it up and we need to take care of it. So, you're going to watch a video about the whole space garbage issue for Monday, today. Tuesday, you'll be doing pretty similar to what you did last week for the national parks. You're going to read an article. Wednesday, you'll watch another video. Thursday, you'll finish up the article, do a couple worksheets to go with it. And then on Friday, you will have 2 worksheets just to really show me that you understand what's going on with the trash issue in space. If any questions, comments, concerns, please use chat. Otherwise, let's see what you can learn about the space trash dilemma.